You have walked the wilds of Kakapad, through Kare and spiteful Balkans, all the way into Mangbang. You have survived traps, thieves, serpents, and vengeful gods, and now it is here, the Crown of Kings. It is said the crown was never forged, only found, by Chalana the Reformer, a lowly foot soldier who became Emperor of the Eastern world. Such is the power of the crown. The air around it cackles with influence. Take it. Your destiny awaits. With the crown in your hands, you will be as powerful as Chalana. The goblins are arming, the giants are waking, and the birdmen carving cruel daggers from stone. War will come, but you will prevent it. But then the image of the crown begins to flicker. You rush forward. It's a trap. And startle yourself awake. You are alone, exhausted, in the little hut in the Outpost settlement. Your unimaginable journey is not even a single step begun. Hello everybody, and welcome to part 1 of this walkthrough for Steve Jackson's Sorcery. This is for part 1, the Shamatanti Hills. Before we begin, I recommend watching part 0 of this walkthrough, because I'll be discussing how this audio guide works, what our goals are, what the hidden spells are, and a bunch of other useful information. However, if you're happy to proceed, let's continue. It is sunrise, you get dressed and have some breakfast of bread and goat's milk, and collect your pack and sword from beside your bed. Select Test the Blade. You can see that the sword is keen, and it draws a narrow line of blood against your finger. Select Pray for Luck. You're going to take a moment and close your eyes and raise one last prayer to your spirit guide before your adventure begins. When you're ready, select Time to Go. And continue. Select the flag, the Outpost settlement. As you make your way towards the gate, you're going to have a bunch of frontier people having a look of you, and they are well aware of your mission. Select the option to greet them, and you'll be approached by a sightmaster. You can see in the illustration they have giant cat-like eyes and are dressed in a unique way. Their job is to see far out into the lands. Select Greetings, Sergeant. He's going to offer you a bag of 24 gold pieces, and I know that ordinarily the heroic thing is to take only half or to refuse it, but we're actually going to take all of it because there's going to be a lot of items that we're going to need for part 2, part 3, and even to an extent part 4. So select the first option, take it. You tell him thank you, select the option continue. The first thing we're going to do is collect my spell book, so select that flag. Now if you want to, you can go without the spell book because I'll be telling you what spells to use, and you can get an achievement for it on the PS4, Xbox and on the PC. However, to me it makes more sense lore-wise to collect the book because you wouldn't want to go without it on this long journey. So I'd recommend to select Go Inside. The mage looks up at you and he's going to ask you if you know how to use the book. We're going to select Yes. Click Continue. And go to the flag Buy Rations. Now we're going to want to buy as many rations as we can because 2 gold per ration is the best deal you're going to get throughout the entire game. So it's best to buy in bulk. Go to the option Buy More and say I'll take 6. Select Buy Them and continue. Next, select the flag for the training ground. Select Ready My Sword, and the Sightmaster is going to teach you how to fight. Pause the video here and continue once your training is done. Once you're happy with the amount of training that you've done, select the option Enough Training. Click continue, and you're going to have two flags. The first one says fight in the yard. This is basically some more training, but you won't get the hints at the top in red, so it's a good way to practice what an actual fight will be like. Feel free to pause the video and do that if you want to. Otherwise, select the flag, approach the gate. We're going to cast our first spell, so select the option cast a spell. And we're going to do the DOP spell, so select D-O-P and cast. Before you leave, the site master is going to explain how the last champion was lost. You have three options, but I'd recommend to select I fear he is dead, as it just seems to be the nicer of the options. Click continue, and select the flag, enter the gate. The site master is going to explain that when you have the crown, he wants you to find the highest point, as he and the other site masters will be watching. Select the option I understand. He says those famous words to you: I will not wish you a safe journey to Kare, for the way ahead will not be safe. You can ask him what lies ahead if you want to, and after that and beyond Kare, or you can select enough talking. It's basically whatever choice you like to prefer, it won't change anything. Select continue, and go to the flag into Kakabad. And now our journey has begun properly. Select the option keep walking. You'll notice that the air outside of Analand is somewhat poisonous. It's not going to kill you, but it is going to make you weaker. There's no point covering your mouth, so select keep walking. Your maximum stamina is just decreased, but don't worry. Every time you go to sleep and wake up, it's going to increase by 2, and it'll be back to normal by the end of this walkthrough. Select continue, and go to the flag travel cross country. You can feel free to look back at the wall if you want to, but I recommend strike forwards. Click continue, and go to the flag the longer grass. As you wade through the grass, you're going to see something moving and coiling somewhere up in front of you. Select stand my ground, and select draw my sword ready. There's going to be a hissing sound from nearby. Select wait. And you should get an illustration of an enormous serpent that's popping up to come and kill you. We're going to select the option so fight. Pause the video here. Once you've defeated the serpent, we'll resume and get back on our way to Cantopani. Once the serpent is dead, select the option to search it. With your sword, you split it open, cutting through its long stomach, and you're going to find a skeletal hand holding what looks like a bag of coins. Select the option, take the money. As you reach out, the stomach acid is going to burn your hand, so select the option, take the coins, not the bag. Click continue, and select through the long grass. The long grass is going to obscure everything around you, so we're going to select the option turn back. Go to the option following the rising ground, continue, and go to the flag back up the hill. Click continue again, and go to the flag around the hill. You'll get a description of the land around you. I recommend selecting the option keep going, and continue, and go to the flag, head back to Cantopani. Select the option to look at the village, continue, and go to the flag Cantopani. It will describe Cantopani as being a village of round huts made of hard-baked bright clay and roofs that are thinly thatched. As you go along the village, a dweller is going to come towards you. Select look at him. And he's going to say, "Halt, stranger, what is your business in Cantopani?" Select the option, "I want to buy equipment." He's going to lead you to the local store, so select continue. And go to the flag to storage house. Select the option, wait to be introduced. And you're going to get a really rude, fat old man who says, "Get out of here, flea," to the person who's guided you in. We don't take bad manners, so select the option, "Do you treat your customers so roughly?" Unfortunately, we still need to buy things from him, so select the option, then show me what you have. I don't recommend stealing from him because we're going to play as a good character, but feel free to search the room and take things if you want to. Otherwise, select the option, wait. Now when he comes back, we're going to be buying quite a few things. The first thing is a musical pipe. You can select play it if you want to, and select buy the pipe. Once we've done that, you then need to select the option a weapon. Now I don't recommend buying the broadsword because we'll be getting a much better sword in part 2. Select the option look at the axe. Select attempt to haggle and buy the axe for 5 gold pieces. Next, select the option a leather bag. Select the option buy the bag, and then we don't need the rest of the items. The jewel is actually a piece of ice that will melt as soon as we leave the village. We don't need the broadsword, and we don't need the herbalist potion just yet. Select the option leave the rest be. Select the option examine the carvings on the axe head, and make a mental note of that name. Pandragor is someone we're going to be meeting later on, and we're going to return his axe to him closer towards the end of this first walkthrough. Select the option look in the bag of teeth. As you can see, we've got quite the variety. We've got 3 teeth from an ape, which we will not be using, 4 from a goblin, which we will, 2 from a snatter cat, which is going to be very important for one of the hidden spells, and a large molar from a giant, which we'll be using at the end of this walkthrough. Select the option move on out of the village. Continue. And go to the flag past Cantopani. As we make our way out of the village, we're going to be ambushed by 2 bandits. They're going to say, "Hand over all your things." We're going to try first to reason with them. Obviously, they're going to say no, so we're going to defend ourselves. You've got 2 options here. You can choose to fight them if you want to. You're absolutely valid to do so. And if you kill them, be sure to search their bodies as they should have a few pieces of gold. However, I would recommend instead to cast a spell. If you do cast a spell, the spell we're going to be using is Jig. Select J, I, G, and cast. And you can see from the illustration that the bandits are now dancing all over the place and have dropped the weapons. I recommend to go to the option lead them back to the village because leading them to the nearest pit is a bit of a darker move. Click continue. Once you've dealt with the bandits, go to the flag, climb into the hills. Throughout the game, you're going to get these reflections and dreams, and to be honest with you, whatever option you pick generally won't change the course of the game too much, so feel free to select what's right. In this first dialogue, I recommend selecting "And with the crown gone." Have another read and select the option justice must be done. Click continue. and go to the flag a fork in the road. This concludes part 1 of our first walkthrough for the Shamutanti Hills. I'll see you in part 2.